Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, Crazy Frankie, and I'd like to welcome you to my NFL 2013 preview. I'm pretty sure you're all gonna wonder. What's with the little getup and headset? Well, I wanted to try this headset out. I bought this a while back. It's a Logitech headset, and I wanted to have some clear voice. I've been recording all of my videos through the Logitech web camera, and it's really not the best quality, to be quite honest with you. But I tried this out, and I did a couple of test runs and recordings on it, and so far it's done pretty well. I can't really complain about it. I may look a little weird, but that's okay. I just wanted some clear sound and video. But anyways, that's not what this video is about. Anyways, this video is all about my thoughts about the upcoming 2013 NFL season. I have been watching a lot of preseason games, and of course, I watch closely to the teams that I follow the most. For example, I'm pretty sure everybody you all know I'm a San Diego Chargers fan. I also follow the Philadelphia Eagles, the 49ers, and various NFL teams as as the rest of the league is. Anyways, we this is as of August 29, 2013. It is 1 week before opening night of the regular season. I'm as pumped as every other NFL football fan out there. I'm so happy the NFL's finally back. Anyways, what are my thoughts now going into the season? Well, obviously the main story during the offseason was about Aaron Hernandez and the trouble he got into. But if you're going to ask me about the Patriots and all that, I will get into that a little bit. Let's start in the AFC. The AFC East, even with all the Patriots losing Wes Welker and of course Aaron Hernandez too. Everybody knows what happened to him, and a lot of people are questioning whether Tom Brady can be protected at offensive line. I really wouldn't worry so much about the Patriots because, hello, it's Tom Brady. He's still a great quarterback. I know his offensive line may struggle a little bit trying to protect him, but if you look at that entire division in the AFC East, it's a terrible, terrible division. The Jets, I don't see them doing anything. Rex Ryan, his quarterback decision making and all of his whatever his decisions were. Look what happened to Mark Sanchez. He got hurt, and really right now, who I don't know if Smith is going to be the starter. Geno Smith, who knows to say who gets the starting quarterback job? We all know that Rex Ryan's job is on the line in New York. If he doesn't make the playoffs or at most the Super Bowl, we all know he's going to be fired. Probably he'll be fired before Thanksgiving. The Bills, I don't know. I don't know about the Bills. Bills, to me, I don't really see much improvement. Offense, maybe a little bit. Defense is still a question. I don't really see them doing much, anyways. And the Miami Dolphins, they're starting to improve a little bit. But in all honesty, I don't know. Do they have enough to dethrone the Patriots to win the AFC East division? To be honest, I really don't know. That's a question, I wish I could answer, but really, I don't see any of those teams, the Jets, the Bills, and the Dolphins, really beating the Patriots whatsoever. The Patriots are easily going to win this division, but it won't be by a large margin. I would say maybe the Patriots finish at 10-6, which is good enough to win the division, because really the only other team I could probably see them giving them somewhat of a challenge is probably the Miami Dolphins. But really, that entire division really, really sucks. I'm not lying to you. As long as Tom Brady's quarterback, as long as Bill Belichick's the coach in New England, I don't see anybody in the AFC stopping them. The Patriots all the way. AFC South. Colts look pretty good I saw a couple of their preseason games. Andrew Luck looks the standard. He seems to be ready. Their defense, not much improvement, but it's good. I think they're a team that's good enough to contend with Houston, because Houston is another team I see them competing against for that division. Jacksonville, I don't know what type of football team they have or what identity. Have you seen their uniforms? I know I'm not going to base everything just because of their uniforms or anything, but really, Gabbert as quarterback, I haven't seen much out of him. It's tough to say. Jacksonville is kind of a sorry team. Tennessee could be a sleeper pick. Offensively, they're starting to improve a little bit. Their running game's getting a little better. Quarterback is still an issue, but they could surprise everybody. I don't know. But in all honesty, it's going to be a two-team race in the AFC South. I see Houston or Indianapolis probably ending up winning the division. Maybe one of those, maybe two of them, both of them get in the playoffs, just like last season where the Colts were a wild card team. But I'm going to probably say that it's going to be the Houston Texans. I think the Texans, I mean, what's really keeping them still is really their defense. Their defense is what's keeping that team intact. Offensive wise, they need to put up points. I mean, last season they couldn't do much in the playoffs against the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots just blew them out. Until then, I mean, unless if their offense starts improving a little bit better, who knows? Indianapolis could probably dethrone them. But I still like Houston in this division. It's going to be a two-team race in the AFC South. It's going to be Houston against the Colts for that division, but I think Houston barely wins it. I mean, Indianapolis is pretty good. I mean, Andrew Luck, give him credit. I mean, after what he did last year and going into this year, I think to me, he's only going to get better and better. The AFC North Division, the defending Super Bowl champions, the Baltimore Ravens, I still say they're a contender still. I know they lost I know with Ray Lewis gone, Baldwin gone. I mean, you got to wonder what who's he going to throw the ball to? But this is the year that Joe Flacco has to really make a statement here of why they paid him big money for quite a long contract he signed over the offseason. I mean, they are the defending Super Bowl champions, and I wouldn't count them out just yet. Let's see what the Ravens do. Offensively wise, they're okay. Defense wise, since, like I said, no Ray Lewis, I mean, who's going to be the starting leader of that defensive line? And defensive wise, I would say they're average. I saw a couple of other preseason games, and I don't know. It's tough to say with that team. But Pittsburgh, probably the only other team that could probably give them a fight. But don't count out Cincinnati. Cincinnati hoping to improve. Andy Dalton starting to improve a little bit. But let's see what happens during the regular season. I mean, Cincinnati got in as a wild card team last year. And Pittsburgh right now, they're a veteran team. And it's going to be tough to say if they can still contend anymore. I mean, last year they missed the playoffs. I mean, just about 3 years ago, they were in the Super Bowl. It'll still be a three-team race in that division. Cleveland, I can't say they're a sleeper pick. I mean, I don't know what kind of identity this team has had. I mean, they've only had one playoff year back in 2002, which of course it was the famous choke game where they lost to Pittsburgh that season. But really, other than that, this Browns team, I don't really know what kind of identity they have. But if I were to say who wins the AFC North division, I'm probably going to say it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens again. But it'll definitely be a three-team race between them, the Steelers, and the Bengals. The Bengals look good still, and I can still see them giving the Baltimore Ravens quite a fight. Pittsburgh, it's hard to say right now. If they can avoid injuries, I would say they're going to contend too. It's going to be a three-team race in that division. But I'm going to probably say it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens by maybe just a hair. The AFC West, the Broncos are just too good. And really, the AFC West is another sorry-ass division. I mean, the Broncos, in last year in the playoffs, they lost to the Ravens. But knowing Peyton Manning, he's probably gonna want a little bit of some payback, not towards Baltimore, but towards his goal is to get to the Super Bowl. And really, talent-wise, Denver just looks way too good. They added with the additions of Wes Welker. I pretty much see the Broncos winning this division. Everybody in the AFC West, I don't think is that good. I mean, I'm a Chargers fan. I don't really give the Chargers much hope. I mean, Phillip Rivers is going to have to really prove himself this year, and I know he doesn't have that much weapons like he used to have. Antonio Gates is not the same player as he once was. I don't know if Ryan Matthews can stay out of injury. I mean, the Chargers need a running game badly right now, and I don't know what to say. I mean, I could see the way I look at that division. I mean, the Broncos are probably the only team going to get in. I mean, I'm wondering, what about Kansas City? Alex Smith has made the Chiefs a little bit better, but they just don't have a complete team around him. And a lot of you are going to ask me about what about the Raiders? Let's get something straightforward. They suck, all right? Even with their draft picks and whoever is going to be the starting quarterback for them, This team really doesn't have anything to show for. This is a team that's probably going to finish 4-12 or something like that. I don't really see much improvement from this team. Don't expect me to say, just because, people say, just because I'm a Raider hater doesn't necessarily mean you just want them to lose. Look, I'm being realistic here. I don't really see them doing anything, in all honesty. This team hasn't shown any progress since their Super Bowl run in 2002. It's been like 11 straight losing seasons they've had. 10, whatever. So really so in the AFC West, it's Denver Broncos all the way, and I don't think anybody in the AFC West is going to stop them. Going into the NFC. The NFC East. This is really a brain teaser here for this division. It's tough to really say what will happen here. I mean, the Redskins and that incredible Cinderella story of RG3. I mean, his injury in the playoffs and coming back from a torn ACL is going to be big-time questions. Will he be the same player as he was last season? That, to me, I don't know. I mean, if you're going to wonder who would have a sophomore slump, I think it's going to be RG3. Is this Washington team complete? I don't know, to be quite honest with you. I mean, RG3 did most of the work himself to bring that team to a playoff berth and winning that NFC East division. But I still think they're a team they're going to contend with. I mean, RG3 is quite a player, and I really think he is a weapon. You have to pay attention to. Everybody in the NFC East, you can't ignore that. Giants, they're having injury issues right now. They're probably the only other team I can see them competing in that NFC East division, but really injuries right now is a lot of questions for that team right now. Victor Cruz is hurt. Hakeem Nicks. I mean, who's Peyton Manning Eli Manning, who's he going to throw it to? Who's Eli going to throw to? It's really a lot of big time questions you got to wonder about the Giants, but they're really the only other team I can see them competing. The Eagles, with Kelly as the coach now, I don't know what type of offense this team is going to run. I mean, it'll be a miracle if they have more than 4 wins this year. I don't really know, to be quite honest with you. And everybody's wondering, well, what about the Cowboys? I'm not going to believe a damn word about the Cowboys for reasons why. Look, Tony Romo's going to, like I said last season, he has to prove himself. And he's got to prove himself again this year, because if he doesn't, don't be surprised if there's a quarterback change mid-season and all. And Jerry Jones, you got to does he even know how to run this team anymore? The Cowboys, I'm not going to believe them for a single second, whether they're not going to be a playoff contender. I just don't believe it whatsoever. I really don't. Until then, I'm not buying the Cowboys and all this. So who would I see winning the NFC East? Tough to say, but this is probably a guess, and I would probably say maybe the Washington Redskins will probably win the division again. Because really, the NFC East right now, it's like a roller coaster. One team's doing good, next week they're doing badly, and then another team moves up. This is a division that once was really the division that everybody kept talking about. But really now, this division is like a roller coaster. Now, you never know who's going to come out of there. It's a tough division, but I'm going to say Washington wins it again. I could be wrong. Giants could probably win it this year too, but like I said, it's tough to say. I mean, the Eagles are not that great. Cowboys, I'm not going to believe them for a second until they prove it. I'm going to say the Redskins win the NFC East. NFC South. Due to the fact now that Sean Payton is now back as back from suspension and now as the head coach, I'm going to make one thing straightforward. I like the Saints in this division. I mean, they were missing their coach since last year, and really Drew Brees basically did too much last year. The offense wasn't really all that. The offense struggled so much last year. Defense-wise, there was some questions about it. I mean, especially with the suspension of Vilma. But now that things have settled down, now that the suspensions is over and all that, the Saints look good. I think this is the team to beat in the NFC South. The Falcons had their opportunity last year, and they knew last year probably when it may have been their best chance to make the Super Bowl, because with the Saints out of the way, they had a shot. But now that the Saints are almost at full strength right now, this is the team the Falcons have to beat. I think the Saints are going to win this division this year. Offense-wise, they're looking good. Now with Sean Payton back as coach and they're getting the offense straightened out, really this is a team I would not want to play right now, even though the season hasn't started yet. The Falcons are still going to be there. They still have a great team. I mean, this is a two-team race right here. I mean, it's going to be Saints and Falcons battling for this division, and I can't wait to see some of their games this season to see how well these two are going to match up. Panthers, I'm not so sure. Cam Newton, he had a sophomore slump last year. He's got to prove to be a better quarterback this year because he really wasn't all that great. Tampa Bay, I don't know. I don't know if Freeman is the right quarterback for that team. I mean, they struggled a lot last year. They really wasn't that great. They had a new head coach. I don't know. They have a lot more to prove if they even want to contend in this division. But I'm going to say NFC South, it's going to be the Saints. The NFC North division. This does raise a lot of questions right now. Green Bay, they're sitting back with injuries right now, but Aaron Rodgers right now, you got to wonder what weapons he's going to throw to. I'm not so sure. But really, the Bears right now, I don't know if I can trust Jay Cutler in all honesty. Remember, Brian Urlacher's retired at defense. Defensively right now, I question them a little bit. But as offensive-wise, too, can Jay Cutler prove himself? Because he really hasn't. And really, this Bears team, I mean, even at 10-6, they missed the playoffs. It was an unbelievable, or was it 9-7? I think it was 9-7. They were 9-7 actually. No, they were 9-7. I mean, Minnesota got in as a wild card. I don't know. You can cite me people on the division, on that division right now, because the Packers ended up winning that NFC North division. I still think the Packers are still going to win this division, probably maybe at 10-6. I mean, this Packer team right now has lost some key players, but they still have a decent team that will win this division. I mean, what about Detroit? I'm starting to wonder now, because Matthew Stafford has a lot to prove now, because if he doesn't, this Lions team is not going to go anywhere, and Jim Schwartz's job is going to be on the line as well. The Lions they really desperately need a running game. They added Reggie Bush to their offense. It's definitely going to help them, but will it be enough? I'm not so sure. I mean, really right now, Calvin Johnson's health's a little bit. His health is a little bit of a concern right now. He's got to be 100% healthy. Defense-wise, hopefully it's improved. I mean, their draft picks were pretty good, but their players have to show it on the field. I mean, I could say the Lions could be a sleeper pick. I said that last year and I was wrong, but I will say there might be a sleeper pick in that division. I wouldn't count the Lions out. Minnesota, even though they got in as a wild card team, they lost to the Packers last year. It's tough to say. Can Chris Ponder be that? Can he have another decent season? Can Adrian Peterson have another great year and running? It's tough to say. I don't know. That NFC North division, really, I mean, it's just like the NFC East. It's like a slippery slope. I don't know. But I still like the Packers here. I think the Packers just are a tad better than all the other teams. It would not count me. I would not be surprising if another team in that division ends up being a wild card. But I will say again, the Lions are a sleeper pick. Probably as a wild card team again. I don't know. I mean, they got to prove it on the field. But the Packers win the NFC North. The NFC West. No question about it. 49ers, Seahawks. They're going to be two teams to reckon with. I mean, both these teams got in the playoffs. I mean, the Niners coming off the Super Bowl, being inches short of winning it. Colin Kaepernick. Let's see if he has another good. Let's see if he can improve from last year. I mean, he's quite a player to watch. I mean, he is a great player, but this season, can he at a full 16 game season now, can he prove it on the field to be another great quarterback and play very, very good football? Offensively wise, they'll be okay. Niners are a team that for sure is probably going to end up winning the division. I don't know, but the Seahawks look good. Russell Wilson is looking great. He looked pretty good during the preseason. And this is a team that, yeah, it's going to be 49ers and Seahawks and Seahawks fighting for that division. Arizona could be a sleeper pick, but I noticed their defense has improved a bit, but it has to be done on the field. Can it be done? The Rams, everybody says the Rams are a team that's gonna get better. I don't know. I said that last year. I was wrong. They didn't really do well. Bradford at quarterback gonna have to really show it. I mean, really, if he doesn't show it, there wouldn't be surprised if there'd be a quarterback change for the Rams. I mean, really, he's got to really prove it on the field, because this is his last chance. In all honesty, if he doesn't improve on that, I could see Jeff Fisher, the head coach, making a quarterback change. But I don't know. The Rams right now, I don't know if I buy it that they're a team to watch out for. I don't think they are. I could see them probably finishing at 4-12 in that division. So if I were to say who wins the NFC West, I will still say the 49ers. I think the 49ers still have a team that really, it's going to be hard to compete against in that division, but the Seahawks will be there too. It's going to be a tight race in my opinion, but I think the 49ers edge it out a little bit. I still think the 49ers are a tad better team, and I'd like the 49ers to win AFC West. And it's not going to surprise me if the Seahawks get in as a wildcard team as well. They got a pretty good team, and it's going to be a back and forth affair for that NFC West division between the Niners and the Seahawks. Anyways, folks, we're 1 week away from the opening season. Season starts next week. I can't wait. Ravens and Broncos kick it off next Thursday. And anyways, I thank you for taking the time to watching this video and hearing my quick thoughts on each division race in both the AFC and NFC conferences. And be sure to check out my Week 1 picks that are coming up. Don't forget to check it out at crazyfrankie56.blogspot.com. Yes, my picks will be up, and check it out. And I'll see everybody next time. Take care.